Mikey, I mean, what are we talking about? I've been doing this for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time.
He told him to pay attention.
No, he's asking, yeah.
I don't know, I get nervous.
We can have a conversation. He can heal the.
I get a little nervous, man, all right?
Yeah, don't worry. Look, we got Coach Dan Hurley coming up here any second now. He'll be sitting down. We're going to talk to him about a new book that he's written. We got Brandon Walker here in studio with us now as well. So we'll talk to Coach Hurley. And then after that, we're going to sub somebody out and bring Coach Peterson back in to preview the football weekend. So, guys, it's a really, really fun Friday. Brandon, can I interest you in a...
Hit it, Brandon. Come on.
Brandon Walker.
Come on, Brandon.
Sniff that thing. Sniff it. Brandon, sniff it
Little
right
sniff.
now.
No. What's wrong with you guys?
gosh.
We're not playing.
Yes. Give it to Dana. Give it to Dana and throw it Megan's way. Okay, perfect.
Ready.
There's no better way to get pumped up for Coach
Does Hurley know we're all
than
idiots?
hitting some smelly. Brandon, we were just talking a little
Oh, my God.
Yeah, Brandon.
That's terrible.
No, it's not. It's perfect.
All right, guys, it is time. Now that we have done the smelling salts, we're feeling fired up. Let's welcome in a coach that could be described as a human smelling salt. It's Coach Dan Hurley. Coach, what's up, brother? How we doing here on this Friday?
Oh, let's go, boys. How we doing?
We're doing great, doing well. Thank you for joining us, Coach. I know we got a lot to talk about. Are you a smelling salt guy?
You know what? I not a smelling salt. I was a 5-hour energy guy.
Okay, yeah.
I would crush the 5-hour energy right before tip and tip off. So, you know, that was unsustainable.
Yeah. Just really make you wonder, is my heart going to explode this game? Just really ride the line there, Coach.
Yes, and then I graduated to like the Red Bull before the game, Red Bull at halftime. Again, unsustainable. And, I'm like a soft ass mushroom coffee drinker.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hey, it's good for your brain. It's good for your brain, right? That's the Coach O, the double Red Bull. All right, Coach. So you just came out with a new book, Never Stop: Life, Leadership, and What It Takes to Be Great. Now, obviously, back-to-back national champ. Last year, great again. Bounced by the eventual national champs. I would say that you are well-versed in what it takes to be great. What was the impetus behind writing this book? What made you want to do this?
And for me, just having dealt with, a lot of failure, a lot of struggles in all different areas of my life, just tried to put something out there that might help some people that are, going through some of the same types of stuff.
Coach Brandon Walker, the #1 college football media personality in the world, also very high in college basketball. You mentioned it yourself right there about being polarizing and the passion and the fans, the altercations with fans and the altercations with officials. Do you ever in the off season right now, when we're just getting ready for this stuff to ramp up, do you ever go into a season saying, you know what, I'm going to pull back this year. I'm going to be a little bit more chill. I'm going to take a different approach. And then does that go away in the season, or do you just always, I'm going to be who I'm going to be regardless?
Bingo. Like right now, I go into every year. I'll do a lot of work in the off season. Just to try to prepare to walk away, and then I don't, and then it happens again. So, my intentions are good. I guess that's that thing, though. It's like, my superpower is my fire. It's this relentless, ruthless competitiveness. Life or death urgency with how we prepare and how we treat the games. And I think, my teams and programs are fueled by that. And, I'm a flawed. I'm not a fake. I'm not a phony. I don't try to be perfect. I am who I am. It's caused me problems at times, but it's also helped me, win 2 national championships.
Quite the dismount there, yeah.
Coach Hurley, my name's Dana Beers. Great to meet you. I just want to say I'm a massive hoop head, love basketball, absolutely obsessed with the game, so it's a pleasure to be able to talk to you right now. I do need your help and some advice right now. We have a men's league coming up first week of November.
Oh, my gosh.
These Barstool employees are not the most athletic group of guys. Yeah. We need to basically know what type of defense should we be running for a lot of fat, out of shape guys. Probably 8 people total on a team.
Yeah. Yeah.
What type should we run? 2-3, 1-3-1? What do you think we should do when we get out there the first week in November?
Well, if you guys are all fat and unathletic and passive, like it sounds, you got to try to get all 8 of you on the court. You might want to try to do like a 4-4 zone or something. No, I think you guys got to get in the pack line. I think you guys got to go back to play like that Tony Bennett, Virginia style of defense. Who's your center?
Probably me, but I'm more of a Nikola Jokic type player. So.
Oh, no, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you are
I
not.
averaged a double-double in high school. What are you talking
Wait,
about?
do we have, okay, let's get the Beers footage up. Is Coach going to be able to see this footage?
Yeah.
All right, Coach, here we go. Look, this is our own Dana Beers fighting for
Big
more.
dog.
Putting it back up. Look at that, Coach. You saw that post move? Look at that.
See that
Full
Reese?
shot. Coach,
Oh,
okay.
God.
Stat package.
Inflated rebounding numbers.
Okay,
No,
coast to
and-
coast there. Is that a Nikola Jokic type player?
Turnaround.
Coach?
Oh. Maybe a little luckier bounce, but it's okay.
Not a lot of lift. And a little bit of what kind of ended my, oh my Lord.
Spin move.
Who set that ball? Who set that nail ball screen?
I don't
through?
know.
The guy with the-
Look at that
He
step
doesn't
back
know.
though.
Yeah, no, impressive. Oh,
Yeah, no, on that specific play, someone said, "Oh, you're sweaty."
yeah, short. You have short arms too, which is kind of combine that with the. Well, you're like a T-Rex out there.
Guys, we have one of the best college basketball coaches of all time, and we're asking him about Dana Beers highlights.
All right, I got a real question. We have a guy named Mutt here at Barstool. Shout out to Mutt.
This is a real question?
Massive UConn fan. So I asked him, if you have one question, what can you ask? It's a basketball question. And it's a great question. So can you just talk a little bit about the difference, your day-to-day now with NIL being such a massive thing in college sports? How does your day-to-day change as a head coach of a major college basketball team?
Yeah, it changes in every way. I'll say just from the recruiting piece, but pre-NIL, it was just scholarships, and when it was just a scholarship, you valued almost every player on your board, or you would want players in your program, at various stages of their development, whether they were an impact player, potential starter, off the bench, or developmental. Now, like when you're in recruiting, if you view a player as your 10th man as a freshman, or a guy that won't play, or as a red shirt, but then another program views him as a guy that's going to be a starter or an early rotation player, and they're going to pay him 4 or 5 times what you're going to pay him, then you can no longer recruit the player. So you've got to make a valuation on a high school player on not just whether you want to offer them a scholarship, but what are they worth to your team as a freshman. And then I would say, with your own players, I've never coached them harder. Our guys, they train in a $45 million practice facility.
True.
They charter everywhere. They stay in the best hotels in every city we go to. We eat the best food you can find in Omaha or Milwaukee or wherever we go. They have everything at their disposal to be successful. So I've got like a zero tolerance for anyone in our locker room that's not going to push to the max for UConn. If you're not pushing to the max for UConn, it's going to get bad.
So
It's going to get bad.
in a day and age where, like you said, the comfort and the pay is such that it would be easy to become a bit soft, you've had to put your thumb on the scale to create that edge.
Yeah, and I think that you have coaches. I think that that coach scared that are soft on their players because they're afraid they're going to leave if they coach them too hard, or they're too demanding, or they instill too much discipline, or there's too high a level of accountability or sacrifice to a group. I mean, these are all things that like young men need to learn. Like we need to toughen up and strengthen young men. Like, we got to develop strong, good young men that are obviously ready to excel in sports and help us win championships, help them succeed later in life, but prepare them for the world. I think I just think we're making men softer.
Dana, you know why you're not going to make it in a Danny Hurley system?
Why is that?
Because when he was describing all that, and he was talking about all the accolades they get and everything they get, when he got to the point where he said, "We get all the best food in every city we go to," Omaha, you went, shoo! Woo! You made an audible noise when he described the food.
Yeah, I mean, we have been talking about what we're going to eat for the last 3 hours.
I know,
It's
but
the big boys.
I was not lucky enough to play for a college basketball program. I was the manager of the Stonehill Skyhawks. I know you guys played the Stonehill Skyhawks on November 11, 2023. Shout out to Coach Krause for giving you guys a fight. But I did want to ask you, Coach, I'm an eyeballs guy when it comes to basketball. I was a, assistant varsity coach back in 2016, I believe.
He has quite
at
the
Hingham
resume
High
as
School.
well.
For you, there's this big analytics revolution in basketball. How much do you take into consideration just like a gut feel, using your eyeballs, and how much do you really consider the other side with the analytics?
I would say just for you and you're putting together quite the basketball resume.
He's pitching.
I averaged 12 and 10 in high school, and people don't talk about the blocks, 1.5 blocks a game.
I mean, a mixtape with the coaching credentials. It's good shit. Good shit.
Put him on the staff, Coach. Put him on the staff. Come on.
I actually have an open position. There's actually not enough good people to actually hire.
You
We'll
don't
do like-
understand how much of a nut I am with this game.
I think he does.
We'll
You
put him.
talked
Look,
about strong men. Dana is a strong man. That's
look. We can do like it's like a Make-A-Wish thing, except he's not a sick child. You just bring him in, let him be there for like a couple days, Coach.
No, he's sick. He's sick.
That's true.
I would say for us, we use the analytics, I would say, with the portal when evaluating a player that we're considering, because things happen so quickly. With transfers, it's like speed dating and recruiting, like things happen fast. The agents are circling. So you've got to make quick decisions, and you don't have a lot of time, like days or a week, to really break down as much film. So you've got to trust your analytics people, relative to the efficiency of the player that you're considering taking, I think. And then some of the analytics, I think it affects the type of shots on offense that you're trying to generate, the type of shots you're trying to take away from the opponents. And then I think a lot of times with like, what are our best lineups? What are the best lineups for us to play? When we're struggling offensively, when we need a stop on defense, what's our best defensive lineup? What's our best lineup at the end of the day that's going to make free throws and take care of the ball? I think you use those analytics, but I think a lot of it for me is still, I trust my eyes more than I trust, a piece of paper that maybe like a nerd is handing me.
Coach, I had a question. My name is Mike. I played college football, so I'm a really bad basketball player, but I've been in the locker room. I've been, in the culture of college sports. Early in my career, we had some success, and then we had really bad next 3 years. Kids got complacent, things like that. How do you command your locker room after winning 2 national championships?
Good question.
And people start getting complacent, or like, how do you make sure your players still are uncomfortable in a sense and not get comfortable with the wins?
Yeah, I think for me, I'm a pretty direct leader. I think we've all had different types of coaches, and I think I think for me, I don't speak in general terms to my team. I think I'm able to garner kind of the respect and attention of my team, because like when we get in a huddle, I'm not the type of coach that says, hey guys, we've got to pick it up. We've got to go harder. Hey guys, we've got to stop taking bad shots, or we've got to stop, playing soft. It's like, I'm the type of coach that, like, when I'm in the huddle, because generally it's not the whole team. I would say for the most part, it's usually going to be on a given day, it's going to be 2 or 3 players that are letting down the group.
Yeah.
Either by having a bad, bad approach, like not giving max effort. So now I immediately, I don't run from confrontation. Confrontation, it's just going to multiply if you avoid that.
Yep.
So I think I just root it out by, dealing with individuals in real time when they're letting down the group. And I think that's what keeps everyone on their toes, and on point.
Coach, I have to ask you about this. Yesterday, it was in the news. There seems to be some momentum about expanding the NCAA tournament even further. It's a bit interesting. The kind of boots on the ground public response doesn't seem to be very positive in this regard. What is your opinion on 75 plus teams making the NCAA tournament?
Yeah, I mean, just why? Why are we doing
Thank
it?
you.
Like, what's the point? I mean, is there going to be? Is there? March Madness. Second biggest sporting event in America on a yearly basis, right? Next to, behind the Super Bowl. It's a $1.5 billion, revenue generator, which, like we won the tournament twice. And, I think we've got, we get a fraction of what like college football programs get when they win, the college football, whatever that's called, I don't think that's what it's called or whatever it's called. But, yeah. So I would just say now that we're in revenue sharing with the players and, you've got, I guess what they're reporting is close to, 38, 40 teams in college basketball spending $10 million or more on their men's college basketball team this year. Is there going to be a much bigger payout directly to universities and college basketball programs? For me, my initial reaction is what makes college basketball so special is that every game matters so much.
Yep.
And I think like the last 3 weeks or a month when teams are on the bubble, those excruciating, painful, pressure cooker games that coaches and players are going through is what makes the dog days of college basketball fun and interesting. And seeding matters so much for the NCAA tournament too. So if there's a big financial gain, let's do it. If not, why are we doing it?
All right, it's like the purest thing. It's the purest thing in sports.
Don't ruin it.
Yeah, don't ruin it.
All right,
Watch
Coach,
Madness.
this is Megan from the Money Corner. Shout out for lots of wins and covering, so thank you for that. This isn't really a question. This is more so just an observation. I really like the saying, get you a guy that can do both. Your outfit right now is so incredibly relaxed. Like, you look so different from the absolute, respectfully, freak that I see on the sidelines. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's horrible. That Hurley, that rocks. And that's all I had to say. Thank you, and I love the vibe.
Good question, Megan.
It wasn't a question. It was a compliment.
The only time I felt pressure the last couple of years was when I saw, Portnoy with the futures bet. I don't know if it was 23 or 24 where I saw he might have tweeted at me, and I made the mistake of looking at my ex that day a couple of years back, and it said if Hurley wins tonight, I make 1.4. If he loses, I get nothing. And just knowing the Barstool blowback if I lose that game.
What? This community? No way. Coach Hurley, cannot thank you enough, man. This has been awesome. Guys, as you can see from this interview, this is a man who is undeniably himself. And if you want to know how he ended up getting there, go check out the book, Never Stop, Life, Leadership, and What It Takes to Be Great by Dan Hurley. Coach Hurley, thank you so much, brother. You have an excellent day.
Thank you,
Never
Coach.
stop.
Thank you.
Never stop, boys. Never stop.
Never stop.
Thanks,
there
Coach.
he is.
Not gonna.
Coach Dan Hurley, what a legend, dude. Dana, I think you got a job, dude.
That was awesome.
I think you
I
got a
mean,
job, dude.
Listen, that was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. All
I
right.
love that guy. And he's a Jersey City guy. Balcony bed was in Jersey City.
Oh, my
If you
God,
know, you
Dan.
know.
Damn, you didn't get to ask that question.
I know. I really wanted to at the end, but that's very niche.
Mikey, we love you. We're going to sub you out for Coach Doug Peterson. You have a great day, as always. Check out the Big Boys Club now on YouTube, and we got more Wake Up Barstool coming up next.
Brawlers unite.